The 75th NBA season just came to a historic end where we saw the Golden State Warriors crowned as world champions. Although they weren't heavy favorites at the beginning of the season, nor in the beginning of the playoffs, let's see how the Warriors proved everyone wrong this season. But before that, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell for updates on the best NBA content. Steph Curry MVP. We can't talk about the Warriors without talking about Stephen Wardell Curry, who is no doubt their best player in franchise history. Earlier in the season, it seemed like Curry's age might be getting to him, and many were doubting if Curry could lead the Warriors to the finals again this season. Without hesitation, Curry began reminding the league he's one of the top players and the best shooter to ever exist. He became unstoppable and broke the record for most three-pointers made in league history. He also had an outstanding All-Star game, breaking the three-point record while dropping a cool 50-piece. Curry was voted as the All-Star Game MVP, but he was still missing one major accolade. Despite winning 3 championships already, Curry had yet to win a Finals MVP, which was something analysts and fans repeatedly pointed out about him. He could not be labeled as one of the greatest until he had at least one Finals MVP under his belt, and Curry was set on winning it this year by any means necessary. After having a down season, by Curry's standards, he put on a show in every playoff series and led his team to their 4th chip in 8 years. In the finals, Curry made history by becoming the first player to average 30 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 made three-pointers per game, thus giving voters no choice but to give him the Bill Russell NBA Finals MVP trophy. Steph Curry was not the only major Warriors figure getting scrutinized this season. Draymond Green repeatedly found his name in the news cycles, with many questioning his role on the team and his contributions on the court. On top of that, his increased media appearances on talk shows and panels, as well as his own podcast, led many to admonish him for running his mouth and saw it as inappropriate. Nevertheless, Draymond stayed solid to his word, despite all the hate against him, most notably from Celtics fans during the finals. And it paid off, with Draymond having a strong showing in the title-clinching game. Let that man talk. Klay Thompson also had something to prove this season as well. Making his way back from a devastating injury that kept him sidelined for nearly 2 years, Klay was ready to show he could take the Warriors to a whole new level. Looking back on the regular season, his impact was a little less impactful than many, including him, would have hoped for. Although he averaged 20 points a game, his three-point percentage was the lowest in his career. With Jordan Poole becoming a star of his own right, people were wondering if the original half of the Splash Brothers would be the same post-injury. With only 32 games played this season, the jury is still out on what Klay can do in a full season. Another vital piece this season has been Andrew Wiggins. From being a former #1 pick to a player that kept getting traded, it seemed that Andrew Wiggins' potential would never be fulfilled. Entering his 2nd full season with the Warriors, Wiggins was looking to cement his place in the system and take his game to the next level. After not being able to play some games due to his vaccination status, Wiggins made huge personal sacrifices for the greater good of the team and got vaccinated. Wiggins showed up big in a few moments throughout the season and became an X factor. His biggest moments of greatness may have come in the finals, where he was tasked to guard Boston's All-Star Jason Tatum. Wiggins excelled in his role and even contributed on the offensive end. In a crucial series-changing Game 5, Wiggins dropped 26 points and 13 rebounds to lead the Warriors to a win. His unselfishness was highlighted when he said, "I'm just trying to do every little thing to win. That's it. Whether I've got to score, defend, or rebound, anything I'm asked to do on the court or to help win, I'm going to do." Although this was Wiggins' first taste of the finals, he showed that he's an important piece that the Warriors needed to win the title. After many called for him to be traded or benched, we can be sure that the Warriors would like to lock him down for the future. Now, what helps a team to win winning championships? Apparently, stubbornness is a vital ingredient, according to Draymond Green, who said, "We're very stubborn," after Golden State won its 4th NBA title since 2015. And it has been tested. You go through injuries, you get punched in the mouth a couple times, and it takes an incredible amount of resilience and togetherness and trust in each other. Like any winning franchise, the willingness to win must start at the top. Majority owner Joe Lacob recently stated, "I intend to win as many championships as possible. It's all about winning. That's it. That's all I care about. We're going to do whatever it takes." We just have that gut feeling that the Warriors will keep making noise in the years to come to further cement themselves as one of the most dominant NBA dynasties. With a strong will to win, you have to learn how to be stubborn and resilient, but also know when to adjust. This is something the Warriors successfully displayed the entire season. Dealing with injuries and bad form, the Warriors coaches made many adjustments. Steve Kerr and his coaching staff deserve all the credit for the incredible job they have done. Warriors assistant coaches are hot candidates, with Mike Brown now heading to the Sacramento Kings to become the head coach. Another assistant coach, Kenny Atkinson, was almost a goner too, but he decided to reject the Charlotte Hornets and stay with the Warriors for the time being. Kerr and the rest of the Warriors organization highly rates Atkinson, saying, "We're lucky to have him back, especially losing Mike Brown next year. I need Kenny." When coaches rely on each other, players correspond as such, and we've seen the impact that the Warriors coaches had on their run to the title and why they're so coveted by other NBA organizations. As we said earlier, the stars on the Warriors team had something to prove, but they didn't always play well. Here came the young core of Warriors players who were just as stubborn and just as ready to win. When Curry, Clay, Draymond, or even Wiggins were having a bad game, the youngsters always showed up. Jordan Poole, who had such a spectacular rise that very few foresaw, is making his case to be the third member of the Splash Brothers. Poole had a very strong case to win the Most Improved Player award, co-signed by his teammate Draymond. The Warriors' first-round pick, Jonathan Kuminga, shined off the bench as a strong rotational player. Kevon Looney came up big when the Warriors needed it, his highlight performance being a 21-point double-double in a comeback win over the Dallas Mavericks in the conference finals. The Warriors are one of the most well-run organizations in basketball, from top to bottom. A large part of that comes down to the culture of stubbornness and adjustments when needed, and it has permeated every level of the team. They've got the formula right, especially when it leads you to win an NBA title against all odds. The Warriors had something to prove since the first day of the season. Through ups and downs, they showed that they were stubborn, and they were willing to adjust. Despite all the hard work they put in, it wasn't enough. Even though they reached the NBA Finals, Vegas had the Celtics winning the title at 81%. They were even down 2-0 to start, but for the Warriors, it was just one more hurdle. They were too stubborn to lose at this point. And as Game 6 wrapped up and they lifted up the trophy, they must have felt like they had proved the world wrong again. What do you guys think? Did you believe in the Warriors this season, or did you have your doubts? Will they repeat next year, or will there be a team that will stop them? Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more NBA stories from around the league. Now, on to the offseason and free agency.